I'm going to do today is turn my attention to the head, which is this piece. There's a lot of work in this head. What's going on under there? Oh, it's the book. That's okay. There's a lot of work in this head. What I need to do initially is to get this in the four-jaw. I'll do that by putting the chuck on this end and driving it up to the face of the four-jaw, and then I'll get this turned down and this turned down. This piece here is just to hold it while I face off this side, and then we've got loads of work to do. We've got all of this to put in here. We've got this area here which is for the top of the cylinder liner, which is to accommodate that little shaft there, and then we've got to get that out to 30 degrees for the ports. That's the inlet and exhaust. Obviously of the cylinder head, we've got the inlet and exhaust valves here, we've got the spark plug there, we've got holes to drill. There's quite a lot goes into this little piece, so I don't think I'll complete it all, or I certainly won't complete it all in this video alone. But what I'm going to do is start getting it prepared. We'll get as far as we can in this one, so it's probably going to be a two-parter or even a three-parter, because there is a lot of work in these valve chambers and things like that. So anyway, let's get over to the lathe and get it chucked up. Let's have a quick look at that. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I think we're good there. Right, there's no fixed dimension on this part of it, but there is, we need that one to be half an inch, so it's down to 3. You need to face it off. 've realised I've still got my gloves on. Anyway, I'm taking them off now. Right, yeah, that's okay. That's going to hold quite nicely. So we need to get this down to half an inch now. Uh, 503. It's not critical, so .502. That's half inch anyway. Good. So what I can do now, I can get this taken out of the four-jaw, swap it round, put it in the chuck, in the three-jaw chuck, and start facing off the other side. Right. Right, I can now get this faced off. I can now get this faced off, and then I can set up for these. I'll drill that 5/16 hole out as well, and then I can do these angles and get all of this feature formed in the end. I think I'm going to just get these turned down first, and then I'll come back to this. They're nearly touching now. Yeah, let's get them turned down. I can go down a bit more yet. Right, they need to be 1/16 back from the face, so I'll just finish facing this off now, and then I can just finish those off. Okay, we're clear now, clear and flat. So we need to be, for these bosses, need to be 1/16. These bosses, these little bits, these are the brackets that hold the valve gear, or the valve rods. Right, that's almost 1/16, and that should be the same. Yeah, just give them just a fraction more. Perfect. Right, we can get that drilled through now and start setting these face features up. Right, I'm going to drill that out with a 19/64 drill bit, and then I'm going to ream it to 5/16, and I've got to go a depth of 9.97. Right, I'll just get that reamed now with a 5/16 reamer. Right, need to get a boring bar in now to make this feature, which is 1500 1.5" by 1/16 deep, to accommodate the what do you call it? To accommodate the cylinder liner. That's what I meant. Right, we've got to just make this feature now 1.5 or 1500, and that's to accommodate the flange on the cylinder liner. Right, that's under 1.5 inches, so if I get it down to that dimension, then I can fine tune it. Let's see what we got that'll go in there then. Nope. Well, my last problem was not having a boring bar big enough. Now I've got the problem of not having a boring bar small enough. But hang on a minute. Yeah, because I'm going to remove this material here, I can actually just make that hole a bit bigger, can't I? Because that will come out. Yeah, I'll make this hole a little bit bigger, or certainly big enough to get the boring bar in. As long as it's more than the 16th, which I'm pretty sure that is. Yeah, that certainly looks more than the 16th. So will the boring bar fit now? Or is that going to be right on the edge? No, that's okay, we can get that in now. Alright, let's make a start on the boring process. Right, we're not far off there. So we need to come out to the correct dimension. Now the only problem is this cutter keeps going up. It's got a very rounded edge. I really wanted a high speed steel cutter for that, to get that nice edge. What I'm going to do is see if I can just sharpen a sharp point on that edge. How much I've got to take out there? I mean, what's the worst can happen? I bugger up a tip. That doesn't matter, does it? That doesn't really matter that much. Let's see if we can grind a bit off there. What I've done is ground the insert to a point. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but I need a good sharp point in there to clean that corner out. See how it works anyway. Perfect. I can start cutting the 30-degree recess now, but I need to change the tool post because I need to put the compound on. Right, we're set up to put the taper on now. Right, it's a good job I checked because I'd got it set up 30 degrees from the... where did I have it set up from? Yeah, 30 degrees from this, from the X-plane, when really it should have been from the Y-plane. So I'd got it too steep, basically. Yeah, far too steep. So anyway, I've noticed it in time. I've just corrected it. Let's get going again. Right, that's good. So we just polish that up a little bit so we get some nice clean swirly air in the combustion chamber. Right, let's polish that up quite nicely. Right, that's all I can do now. Let's whip that out of there because I finished in there. So there's the finished cylinder head on the top face anyway. Got to go now to drilling out for the exhausts and the inlet ports, etc. We've got to drill these brackets through which hold the valve linkage. Eventually I'll cut this off and drill and tap for a spark plug in there. So anyway, I think the next job is going to be over to the mill, probably face this off so we've got a registration surface, and then that'll give us two faces to register off, which will then be our setup for the rest of the cylinder head. So over to the mill. Right, I interrupt this program to bring you some important news. This week I have received a couple of stickers. First one is from Modelling Mark. That's not me, that's another Mark. And let's get that one on the board. Put that one, let's put that one there, shall we? That's Modelling Mark. And I also received another sticker from Stevie GTR. Stevie GTR. Let's get that one on the board. Let's put that one there, shall we? There we go. That's Stevie GTR. Right, I suggest you pop along, have a look at their channel, see what they're up to. As always, the links will be in the description. And back to the official broadcast now. Alright, what I'm going to do now is to set this up with the machined face. Against the fence. Right, what I'm trying to do is to set it up with the machined face against the back jaw, so I can face these off. Now I've got nothing to go on, I've got no registration mark at the moment, so what I'm going to do is try get these as parallel with the top of the vise as possible and then skim them off. That'll give me a registration surface for the other sides. None of them are critical that they're square to each other because they're all independent fittings. You know, you've got the inlet and outlet exhaust valve, you've got the inlet port, the exhaust port. They're all separate fittings, so if they're a little bit off square it doesn't matter, but I want to try and keep it as good as possible. Now how I'm going to do that with the use of parallels. So what I'm going to do is to lay a parallel on there, stand another one up on the back jaw. Just have a look at that because that's not completely flat, and then I'm just going to adjust this very slightly. I think we're good there. And lock that off. that's pretty much as good as I'm going to get it anyway, I think. Right, got a couple of nice, no marks on there, a couple of nice registration surfaces there, so I can now square everything else up from that surface. I can dust this off, dust that off, dust these off, and we get some nice working surfaces. I'm going to slip a piece of paper in there, because when this clamps up, I don't want it to mark the head. Got a little scribe mark on there that I've just got to mill this down to, so let's get that set up and milled out. Right, that's that side cleaned up nicely.